Good morning, everyone. Bonjour tout le monde. Successive liberal and conservative governments at both the provincial and federal levels, starting in the 1990s, got out of housing. And as a result, we've had an increasing housing affordability crisis building year over the last 3 decades. And it's now reached a breaking point. And that's exactly why I was so impressed with Annamie Paul's leadership when the Ontario Greens released our housing affordability strategy back in June. And within days, Annamie came to Guelph to commit to federal partnership and federal support. Because here's the bottom line. The housing affordability crisis is driven by a lack of supply. And it's going to be provincial and municipal governments who are going to have to remove the barriers to that supply shortage. But we need a federal government who is going to partner with us. We need a federal party that understands the importance of cooperation and collaboration across party lines and across jurisdictional lines. And that's exactly what an Annamie Paul Green Party is committed to doing. The Ontario Greens are committed over the next decade to building 100,000 affordable housing spaces driven by co-ops and nonprofit housing providers like where we are standing today. 60,000 permanent supportive housing spaces with wraparound mental health and addiction supports to end chronic homelessness. And finally, we need an Indigenous-led and Indigenous-owned housing spaces, and we're committing to 22,000 over the next decade to address Indigenous homelessness and housing affordability issues. And so I can tell you, I was knocking on doors last night with Annamie Paul right here in Toronto Centre, and the receptions at the doors were fantastic because they know she's a champion for this community. They know this community has been overlooked, especially when it comes to providing housing affordability for people, and that the people of Toronto Centre need Annamie's strong voice in Parliament. Canadians need Annamie's strong voice in Parliament, and that's why I'm so excited to be with her today to make sure that everyone in this country knows that the federal and provincial parties are working together to address the housing affordability crisis in this province and in this country. Merci, Miigwech.